Hello beautiful beloved twin flames, this is Stephanie Parasha, Divine Light, coming to you from Aotearoa, New Zealand, in my car again. I'm sorry for the noise. Again, it's the time when I can record, I get some space. This video, part 3, originally was set up when I was first provided with information about how to do this series, was going to be the actual meditation. But I go with what I'm told. I sort of channel in, and if I try to do things from my mind, I'll often find it feels really forced and it's not natural, and it's coming from my head. Therefore, it's coming from a place that is not fresh, it's not new. It's as if, it's just rehashing the data that was already in there before. And what I like a lot about being a spiritual person and being connected to spirit and opening myself up in surrender and trust and faith to being a channel for divine love and light, and to bring that through for twin flames, is that things change, things change so quickly. It's in the moment. It's kind of like, right, when the moment's right, we'll give you the information. So I had planned for originally to do a meditation, guided meditation, which was the goal of creating an energy in which it would be conducive to fifth dimensional communication with your twin. And so again, I'm getting pushed back. There's another stage. So I would just like to, this is kind of like a pre-meditation stage. So we talked a little bit about, in the last video, a little bit about the main how-tos, the key parts of being able to communicate in the fifth dimension, and that was predominantly opening the heart, opening the mind, becoming as calm and relaxed as possible, getting out of the ego mind, and just being really open and just prepared for any kind of anything to come through without any expectation. So the next part to the preparation, prior to the actual meditation that I'm going to do, because what I'm being told is that meditation is going to be pretty powerful, and it's going to really activate us, and there's a couple more little things we need to do first. So this morning, as I'm driving to work, Spirit was talking to me about magic, and magic being, magical things that happen, miracles that can occur, and the energy of the magic they were showing to me and transmitting to me through my body was such a feeling of joy and lightness, as if a child, the children see magic in everything, and they just get so overjoyed to see a magician doing magic tricks, and their hearts just are so open and so naive and innocent and ready to receive. So they're telling me that this is the kind of energy that twin flames will need to cultivate, because unfortunately, there's a lot of cynicism, there's a lot of skepticism, and I'm not saying I'm immune from that. I myself have faced a lot of my own internal skepticism and cynicism along the way of this journey. I was the biggest skeptic out, and I needed to be really, I describe this to other people as being bashed over the head with ridiculous signs that I needed to pay attention to, that was showing me so very clearly what was going on, and that I needed to wake up and realize, and I was spiritual enough to know I needed to pay attention, that I was not making this up. And so you can see the difference between, that sort of stoic skepticism, sort of life becomes quite black and white, life becomes almost boring because we take the joy out of it. We say, that's just not possible. This is what life's about. We sort of clunk down into what we have defined as a 3D reality. And I know from when I do sessions and when I do my own meditation, that the clients, when we go to those places where they feel like they are connected back to their soul and in their spirit, and feeling alive again and joyous and magical, that they love. They want to stay in that place. They don't, and it's very hard to, often people resist coming back out of those states of being, because they are so peaceful and so loving, and our hearts are just so happy in that space. And then when the body senses, oh, I've got to come back into 3D, where everything's really, the responsibilities are, and families and things, and society and jobs, and it becomes very heavy. So we've got to remember that we are not here to continue to participate in and to continue to contribute to the energy of the third dimension. We now need to really step up, step in. I've talked to this before. It's another level of really creating our beautiful fifth dimension here on earth. And we are so much a part of that. That is the main part of what we are doing. And within that realm, we are doing that in all levels, in all departments. Twin Flames out there hold variety of positions in a variety of services and organisations across the world in order to do this work, to create this work. So that is the higher mission of what we are doing. So that how that might look, for example, is making a difference, and even in your workplace, even if you work in a seemingly heavy third dimensional environment where it might be banking or an government institution, government service, hospital, these third dimensional, where there's a lot of rules and regulations and disconnection. You're there to bring in the heart, to bring in the love, to bring in the connection again to ourselves and to our soul and to our caring for others and empathy. You're there to bring balance into the situation, to realise that it's not just about making money and competition and survival, that we are here to spread the love, and that love goes across the board, not just restricted to our beloved twin flame, because when we do that, we are denying that our bigger mission to bring love onto the planet is not just, we're not talking about having a romance. Again, I'm just reminding you, we are bringing love into our very own hearts, first of all, by self-loving and honouring ourselves and accepting ourselves, and doing as much as we can to release the fears and judgments that we've held against ourselves through being trained and programmed from society and our upbringing. And this is just a reminder. So the reminder is to, I'm preparing you in this way because I'm going to talk about magical things. And I know that even in my life, when I'm talking about this, I have a bumper sticker on my I own a house truck, and it's got magic happens on it, and I live that. From time to time I think, I get in the doldrums and I'm like, wow, how come life is so hard and it's depressing today, and the sun hasn't come out for a while, and my computer's broken down, and my car seems to be having trouble, and I don't seem to have any money this week. I know that. I know a lot. I know of a lot of that experience. But if we keep with, feeling that energy of being in the doldrums, that will continue. That will be what we continue to create in our world. And I know it's not just that simple. People say, create your reality. But it kind of is. It kind of is. So if we, can really, really concentrate on, giving ourselves, injecting ourselves with as much joy and light and magic and love in our lives as we can, that will set us in a really good vibration to then do the work on our twin flame journey. So that is, again, another opportunity for us to feel the love and the magic. The more love and magic we have in our lives, the more love, light and magic we have, the more we can create miracles on this earth. And so I got a sense this morning that for Twin Flames, the next preparation before we do this meditation together, is that I would like you to go back, and if you are not doing this already, please make a journal of your Twin Flame journey. And it's funny, I just realised that word journal and journey are from the same root word. I've never noticed that before. So this is your journey, and you're going to document it, and you're going to write down all of the things from the moment you met about what was magical about that experience, what was unique, what was different, what made your heart sing, what made you open up, what made your soul vibrate and call out to you and say, whoa, this is something, you've got to do something here, this is amazing. And then every single time, even if it's just a small thing, you're going to write that all down and keep a record of what's been going on. And if you've done that already, I know I ended up getting guided to do this because there were so many signs, it was ridiculous, and I kind of was worried that I'd missed them. But I see now the reason I was doing that was actually so that I could then come to a time where I would look back over that time and read the things that had happened. And when I read those amazing things that happen, my heart opens up a little bit more. I become more activated. And the other thing I do is my twin and I, when we first met, we were neighbours, and we used to leave little notes and things for each other, and they were really cute. They were not, because at that point we're neighbours, but we're friendly neighbours, and we'd leave little things for each other on the doorstep, like baking or cooking, so I've collected and anything my twin has given me is held in a sacred space. I've not lost one single thing, that he's ever given me that's had meaning. I have kept in safe spaces. So, and again, every now and then I open those things out and I look at them, and when I read them, my heart goes, oh, and when I add them all up, I go, wow. When I look at all of those things put together, I am astounded, I'm just at our journey. And when you look at it in that way, it's really it's very comforting. Now, and you can, let's be positive about this and focus on the positives and all the good things that have happened. Let's not remember the memories that may have caused pain or suffering, or where we might have been doing our learning, because you've got to remember, and this is huge, this is another part of it, and it came through when I did a session yesterday with one of my beautiful beloved twin flames out there, that whatever is going on in the 3D in terms of the perceived pain or the suffering or the problems that are going on between you are a result of our 3D upbringing. That's like our 3D self that is completely different from our true self, our higher self. It is a different thing entirely, and many of us are still only just coming to understand how to connect with our higher self and our higher twin, and our twin's higher self. That's what we're doing. That's what we're learning how to do. So we must remember not to hold on to those times when things may have not been going so well, or they might have gone off with somebody else. Those are the parts where our 3D self is trying to work stuff out, and we're all still doing that. You're still doing it too. So your twin's doing it. So what is required to pass through that is a lot of forgiveness. We can't hold on to that stuff and go, oh, see, he did this, and see, he did that, and when he didn't contact me then. You can't add all that stuff up, because that's the stuff we're letting go of. That's all the stuff that's just being worked out. That's all the releasing stuff, the fear stuff. That's what we're no longer buying into. And the only way to release that and move on from that is through complete and utter 100%, not holding on to anything, forgiveness and letting go and surrendering and trusting your connection to divine source that has acknowledged who you are and seen the potential for your growth and where you're at on your journey, and that you can do this and we can do this together. But we need to do it in an entirely different way than what we have done before. That is why the fifth dimension is so important to twin flames, and why this is where we must anchor first and learn how to work with the energies of the fifth dimension first and foremost as a priority. So so I hope that just gives you another little step in terms of the fifth dimensional part and why it is so important. And sorry I'm delaying the meditation for you, but I get guided, so I'm just being told what I need to pass through and channel and transmit to you in terms of where we're up to. And so again, we can't miss bits, because if we miss bits, when we come to that meditation, it may not it may feel out of resonance for you. So I really encourage you to go and spend some time, if not, just allow yourself to have that time every so often. I'm not talking about getting obsessed with your twin flame. This is a different thing. This is the sacred honouring space that you give to your union and your connection, and you honour it by in the same way that people make altars, and it reminds them. The reason people do that is it gives them a reminder every day in front of them to connect into their twin flame, to connect into God's source light, to connect into whatever it means to take you out of your doldrums and your 3D life and into the magical realms of the unseen that we must have faith in. Okay, I'll leave it there. Hello, I'm just popping in just for a second, because as I was about to finish that video, I actually got a phone call come through as I was recording on my phone, and I wasn't able to finish off appropriately in the way that I'd like. So I'm recording this just actually a day later than after I've originally recorded. So I just wanted to close off and say that it was quite synchronistic again. Just after I recorded this message to you, I went home and I had some emails come through, and one of the emails was an update from one of our beautiful twin flame teachers, Cassady Cayne, and she has just put out this week a message that is very synchronized to what I've been talking about in this message around magic. So I was really happy to read that, and I love it when we get that kind of confirmation from other twin flame teachers when we're talking about the same energy. That means it is more powerful and more available to us. So I just want to leave on that note to know and to trust and to have faith in the magic that we are creating and that is available to us, that the universe is offering to us if we're willing to receive it and have faith in it. So I'll definitely leave it there for now. Thank you all so much for listening and subscribing, and please share if you find this information valuable, and if you would like to get in touch with me for a session, the information is below. Thank you very much. Lots and lots of love and light to you all. Bye for now.